Hello everyone, TimeToGrind here, and today I wanted to talk about the balancing of all of these supports. Now so far in the beta, we have kind of gone in a cycle of having one support being considered overpowered, then they get nerfed, and then another one's considered overpowered, and then they get nerfed, and on and on and on. Before the beta went down for a while, Mercy was considered ridiculous because of her resurrection range, so she got it decreased a ton. Then Lucio was considered the best just because of how great his healing was and how much damage he could output, so he eventually lost a lot of damage. And then Zenyatta was considered the best because he could melt tanks with his Orb of Discord, and he could also put an Orb of Harmony on a friendly flanker and just have them practically become immortal. So he lost the ability to just keep orbs on people, as the orb returns if Zenyatta loses line of sight for more than a few seconds, and you can no longer stack several orbs on the same hero using multiple Zenyatas. Now people are saying Symmetra is the best, and so we are most likely going to see some sort of nerf to her. The thing is though, is I really don't think these supports should be getting these nerfs, because if Symmetra gets nerfed, then people are just going to only use one of the other supports until they get nerfed. I think it's a really bad cycle that is going to end up with all of the supports being decently bad, causing no one to want to pick them. In pubs, there aren't a lot of support players in comparison to other roles like offensive heroes, and if Blizzard keeps nerfing all of these supports, they're just going to be unfun. My suggestion is to just rework all the supports, many of them buffing them back up to a point where they were just as good as each other. It's fine if people like Symmetra become more situational, as long as that she isn't being the only support picked, or the only support not picked at all. So I have a few suggestions that might help balance each of the supports, but keep in mind this probably isn't the perfect way to balance the heroes, just some places to start off with. So first of all, I think Mercy is in a really good place right now, but the only thing I would change would be allowing her to fly towards allies more often by decreasing the cooldown, and also increasing her ultimate range by a tiny bit. It used to be obnoxiously large, but it seems to be a little too small now. Other than that though, I think she's very good. Now for Lucio, I feel like his passive healing and speed boost are in a good place, but I think his amp it up should be a lot more powerful, but have a lot longer cooldown. So it sort of forces Lucio to wait until the right moments to amp it up, rather than pretty much just spamming it off cooldown. Now I overall really like the changes to Zenyatta's orbs, but I think the time it takes for the orbs to return to Zenyatta should be increased. I think you should be able to say put it on a tracer, and then have the tracer have a little time with it on. Possibly increase the time to around 7 seconds, because right now as Zenyatta, you have to constantly worry about spamming your orbs all over the place. And although I think this is better than just placing an orb and then not using the ability for the next 45 seconds, but right now it just feels a little stressful and sometimes ineffective. Right now the orbs are great for healing frontliners, but I like Zenyatta being unique in terms of helping out flankers without having to babysit them. And now lastly we have Symmetra, and Symmetra is really great right now except for her photon shield. It feels annoying, ineffective, and out of place. It gets old really fast having to constantly spam your shield all over the place and constantly check if teammates need a shield or not. I think her photon shield ability should be removed completely and replaced with something that fits in a little bit more. One suggestion I've seen that I like a lot is being able to place something on certain walls that resembles kind of a portal. You place a portal on a wall and it can bring you and allies straight through the wall, and in order to have this not just be a nerf, it could apply a shield automatically to anyone that passed through it. I think this fits in with the themes of Symmetra a lot more and actually helps her out a lot. So it's not like the teleporter where you can place the second portal, but instead you place the portal on a wall and it allows teammates to walk just straight through that on the other side of the wall. And that's it for today. Now these were just some of my suggestions for starts to rebalancing the supports, but if you have any other suggestions or ideas, or even think that some supports may not need any changes, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it all. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more Overwatch content and news. And like always guys, see you next time.